Biker TV is brought to you by Parts Canada and Drag Specialties. We support the sport. Congrats on the new location. Custom Creations, Cycle and Ink, Cambridge, Nova Scotia. Wasp Cam. Film, edit, share, prove it. Welcome to Biker TV. By bikers, for bikers. This week on Biker TV, more Dutch Mason Bluesfest in Truro, Nova Scotia. More Artistry and Iron motorcycles with Edjo. We're back at the Cumberland Motorcycle RoundUp, Vancouver Island's biggest biker bash. But first, Steve Drane, Harley-Davidson.
I just turned 59 here in July, and really don't feel any different than I did when I was 35. I think I got a few years left in me. Looking at the pictures on my wall, I mean, there's me at 13 years old, you know, with a bicycle with a motor on it, like anything that could get you going. I've noticed over the last quite a few years that that sort of stuff is not that prevalent anymore. People just building stuff in their basement just, you know, doesn't happen quite as much as it did before. When you run into somebody like that, you know, you're pretty keen to help them out with whatever project they got going, because you know, you want to keep them going along the same lines that we all did when we were young, and that is get the bug, two-wheel bug, and you got to get out there and build and make, and you know, it doesn't matter what type of bike it is, as long as it's got two wheels on it, just get out and enjoy the sport and carry on from there. I've tried my best over the years to help and get people involved, especially younger people, and you know, I'm pretty proud to look back on some of the people. Damien with drag racing, many other people that other aspects of the sport I've helped out over the years, and I feel absolutely humbled that I was actually inducted into the 2014 Canadian Motorcycle Hall of Fame. I can tell you honestly, I never expected it, but for a guy like me, this is such a privilege, and I feel so proud of it. I can't describe it to you. The blue and white number 7 KR is a factory racer that the previous dealer, Red Shanks, who owned Brooklyn's motorcycle sales, he was in Victoria from 1917 to 1984. He bought that as a factory Harley-Davidson racer, and it now belongs to Murray and Gwyneth Anderson. Gwyneth works for me, she's general merchandise manager, and it was left to them by Reg, so it's got a place of honor up here. The black one there's a 1978 XLCR. A friend of mine owns that, Dave Kuyak in London, Ontario. He sent it out to me as a gift for when I opened the shop up, because he knows my love for the old bikes, and he's had that, and it's an original equipment bike. Willie G. Davidson's first cafe style bike. The main bike is on the right-hand side. That's my 100 cubic inch Sportster hill climber dirt drag bike. I got a million trophies with that thing. That thing is like pulling a trigger on a gun when you drop the clutch on it. It really, really, really flies. You can see the scoop tire on it would throw stuff everywhere. But we ran that bike from 1990 up till 2006. Lots of fun with that stuff. And nowadays, you can't just go out and ride on somebody's field without some public liability concerns. So I'm fortunate to belong to the Victoria Motorcycle Club, and we own over 100 acres of our own property just near to town here. So if I want to get out and do some enduro riding or trials practice, I can go right here. But it's not like the old days. We used to dump all the sidecars off on a logging road and go out for an afternoon and ride. It's just, that stuff sort of kind of dried up. You know, as a guy works away, he kind of forgets about all the stuff he's done, but you start looking back over almost 50 years worth of, being involved with motorcycles, guy can build up a fairly big file of stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this induction ceremony, and I think it's going to be great. And again, said it once or twice already, I'm really a proud guy. It's a real privilege to have you in my store and show you around. You know, this was the culmination of many years of thought and work, and you look at it and you say, hey, this thing doesn't look that bad. It makes me feel good. And, you know, I always tell people that if they've got a few minutes to drop by, as you can tell, I like to tell the odd story, and I love to show them through the place.
After the break, Artistry and Iron motorcycles with Edjo.
We take people that want to get into the industry, and we spend 15 weeks with them, and we prepare them to work in an authorized Harley-Davidson dealership as a technician. Harley-Davidson training. The sky's the limit.
Spady Transport, now hiring owner-operators. Join today and work for the very best. Now hiring owner-operators. Spady Transport.
Dragon Jeans, what Biker TV rides in. Protect your assets. Dragon Jeans.
Challenger Motor Freight. We understand the movement of goods from anywhere to anywhere in the world. We connect the dots and add clarity to life. And that's what supply chain does. Challenger Motor Freight. Join our team and go the distance.
Advanced welding techniques, training for success. Come see our new virtual training lab at advancedwelding.ca.
Tilbury Auto Sales RV Yamaha. One-stop shop. Over 300 units in stock. RVs, power sports, autos, Yamaha. Financing for everyone. TilburyAutoSales.com.
Closed captioning by the Ryan Villapoto Bike Charity Auction. Support Radio for Radiation.
Here with Biker TV, and just brought out a few of the old Artistry and Iron collection of some of the more vintage bikes that we have. And there they are, and this is the old show. This is the original 1980 trailer that we used to go across Canada and pleased a lot of people, but we're sort of bringing every note in the open and starting to expose things again, and Biker TV was one of the first to be invited to film some of the bikes that we have. So enjoy yourself.
So here we're going to show you a 1986 FXRD. RDs were one of the best bikes Harley ever made for riding. They cruise at 135 kilometers an hour instead of 110, like most Harleys. I think they made these bikes for police pursuit because the LA police used an awful lot of them. But that was the FXR. This is the FXRD, which is a special limited edition bike that they produced that they only made 591. What's unusual about this one is they made it with a factory sidecar, and they only made 6. So this bike is one of only 6 in the world. It's a very low mileage, 22,000 miles on the bike, and it's all original paint and everything's original on it. That's what makes it a very valuable collector's item. I'm really glad to have this bike in my collection, and I'm sure that everybody that sees it will enjoy it. That's exactly the way it came. Like, it's an original bike, no modifications really. I think the exhaust has been changed, but that's because the original exhausts all had problems breaking, so most people changed the exhaust. They might have changed the exhaust also to clear the sidecar mounts. The outfitting of it with the fairing and the tour pack and the saddlebags makes for a nice touring bike, so you can ride it long distance comfortably and carry a lot of things. You know, they are the ultimate touring bike. The good old Evo engine, the original engine that Harley made that was Evo, and now everybody's going back to them engines. Everybody's looking for them engines to build bikes. They like them more than the twin cam and stuff like that. You can do more performance-wise with them, and the reliability and the expense of maintaining these engines is a lot less than the newer ones. In 1986, this bike would have cost approximately $8,500 US, and with the sidecar, it came to around the 10 mark, which actually made it one of the most expensive bikes you could buy from Harley in 1986, even compared to an electric glide with a sidecar.
After the break, we're getting inked on Biker TV.
Laidlaw Carriers Tank Sudbury office is now hiring quality owner-operators. Company drivers also wanted. 4 days on, 4 days off option. Our people and our equipment set us apart.
RPM Havelock, the show that has it all. Every type of cool car, all the car clubs. Artistry and Iron motorcycles. Who has Canada's coolest big rig? The Trucker Television Show and Shine. Swap meet, farm equipment, boats. World-class plowing match. RPM Havelock, the show that has it all.
12-gauge Customs. Award-winning custom trucks and big rig chrome and accessories. Shop online or call. 12-gauge Customs.
Welcome to Biker TV. By bikers, for bikers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road on Biker TV. Biker TV is brought to you by Hip Cycle, where Biker TV goes. Creative Chaos Tattoo, not for the weak of heart. Flat Track Canada. Doc's Leathers, criminally insane prices. The CMDRA, drag racing action.
Atlantic Canada's largest motorcycle rally. The Wharf Rat Rally, Digby, Nova Scotia.
We're down here at Dutch Mason. It's the 10th year. We've been lucky enough to be here every year. It's a pretty good time. They use us really good, and we look forward to coming every year.
I've always had a few bikes, and looking for parts for this one got me into buying another one to buy another part, and another part, and then another part. So I gotten into the pre-1920 stuff with the wooden rims, and as you see in the other building, I've had bikes from 1894, a chainless from 1898, a bike with a shock from 1895. So all these innovations are not new.
As you can see, looking around here at all the bikes today, the bike show itself has grown phenomenally over the past 10 years. From about 20 bikes, I think we had the first year in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. Here he's found a home in Truro. The community has embraced him. The music is great. Unfortunately, I'm based out west, so I get down whenever I can. August is the driest season to be in Nova Scotia. We've got over 7,000 kilometers of roads to travel around the coast, which is farther than traveling the country. So there's lots of riding to be had. Envy of Canada. This weekend, I'm riding my 1982 lowrider shovelhead, 4-speed kickstart, which is why I'm kind of sitting in front of this beautiful little kickstart here, if you see. This is one of my favorites. I think if I had to pick a choice, this would be number 30 here. Kind of style an old guy like me likes. It's just chopped out enough, still be comfortable in handling, so this little baby's gonna get my vote here today.
Everybody likes a good barbecue, everybody likes good music, everybody wants a nice tattoo or a piercing. That's just rules. Well, I was always interested in checking out all the nice bikes that are out there, but the food has changed my mind this weekend. The waffle guy is amazing. The Jamaican food is unbelievable. The music just doesn't stop. It's unreal as well. You can add them up. It's all gold.
Got first and second place. Big tattoo on my back and one on my leg.
Show them your back piece. This is pretty wicked. It was done locally, Nova Scotia, Halifax.
I've got two bikes, 69 BSA and a 79 FLA Charlie.
East Coast was probably the reason that I got into tattooing, was just the people embracing the art and giving me more of an opportunity to express myself more. I'm actually going to do a couple of Harley-Davidson logos on a couple of clients, so it should be fun.
So right here's what we brought down to ride this weekend. We got the whole family here. We got an 07 Road Glide. It's got the 26 on the front there that everybody's liking now. Some rake trees, some Marlin Ness legs, and got the two calipers here on the left side. And you know, motor's done up a little bit in it, enough to get you around. It's got reverse in it, and family just loves to ride around in it.
Been doing the bike building for about 5 years, and I guess this is my 5th year here at Dutch Mason Blues Festival. Each year I try to put something together and to bring it to the show. But when it comes to the ideas, it's just, you look online, you look through magazines, you know, you try to do your own stuff. You don't try to take other people's ideas. But what I find is neat is when I'm doing this one, I'm already thinking of what I want to do on the next one. I like doing the older metric bikes. This started out life as 81 XX650 Yamaha. Took it right down to the frame, hardtailed the back end, and just a lot of detail and custom work. And getting some real nice feedback on it. Really, really pleased with it. I'm pretty excited about this bike. I hope it's you know, hope it has good reviews over the weekend.
It's a wonderful event for Truro, Nova Scotia. It's a wonderful event for the province,
for the Maritimes in general. It brings hordes of people here every year. It's an event where people are comfortable. It's the perfect combination because people can come here, camp for the weekend, and never have to leave the venue, leave all their worries behind, and just focus on the blues, the memory of Dutch Mason, and all that the festival has to offer, which is always billed as blues, bikes, and barbecue.
After the break, we're back at the Cumberland Motorcycle Roundup, Vancouver Island's biggest biker bash. Dragon jeans, the authentic motorcycle jeans. Biker TV rides safe in Dragon jeans. Dragon jeans, what's covering your butt? Welcome to Biker TV, by bikers, for bikers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road on Biker TV.
Ontario Truck Driving School. Your path to success. Training for your future. Thousands of jobs. Ontario Truck Driving School.
Biker TV is brought to you by Universal Cycle. We don't just sell motorcycles, we sell motorcycling. The CMDRA, Drag Racing Action. Conquer Motorcycles. Classic vintage motorcycles at Dream Cycles. Kane's Harley-Davidson, complete sales and service.
Enjoy the ride. We'll take care of the rest. Challenger Motor Freight. Now hiring owner-operators, drivers, apprentices, and licensed mechanics. Challenger Motor Freight. Our people, our strength, our future.
Thank you very much for coming. Really appreciate everything that you do for us and for all your donations to cancer. And hope to see you again next year and have a safe ride. Don't leave yet. I got to do the 50-50.
There's a 50-50 draw.
Woo. I forgot the ticket.
It was fantastic yesterday, and Friday night we had the wrestling, and it went very well. And yesterday we had like probably over 2,500 bike and 6,000 people. You know, not to quote me on, but it was fantastic. It was a huge, huge day. We had one of our dearest friend, Judge Tom Carpenter, who passed away motorcycle accident, and we dedicated this book run in his name, and now it's number 6, and we do miss him very much.
My name's Susan McVitie, and I'm a volunteer with the Roundup. I'm one of the judges as well as the coordinator of the Freewheelin' Motorcycle Art Show. It's bikers and art, it's motorcycle-themed art, and we had a little gallery down the street here, the Coriolis Gallery, that was available to us on the main drag, so I thought, why not inject some art into this event? So a lot of the artists are from out of town. There's some local art as well, sculptures, paintings, photography. It was a really fun event.
We were asked by Gene Cameron, the organizer of the motorcycle roundup, to serve pancake breakfast to anybody who might be a little bit hungry this morning. So we've been doing this for the motorcycle roundup for a few years now, and enjoying seeing all the sights and all the motorcycles and meeting all the people who come from all over the place to participate in this fantastic event. And because the motorcycle roundup provides money for the community and for Cops for Cancer, we're more than happy to help out any way we can.
I'm here with some friends here. Mike and his wife, their kid.
Very good. A family affair.
Yeah, sure.
So, hey, what you riding?
A friend's chopper today. He couldn't make it, so I sold mine a couple weeks ago, so he said I could use his.
Hey, well, that's what brothers are all about.
That's it, man. Keeping in the wind.
So, hey, you having a good day?
I am. I'm having a great day. I got a pair so far. Yeah!
What brings you here today, Mike?
The sunshine and cold water for now.
Stop, well, hey, out for the tour?
Yeah, check it out. I haven't been up for Washington for a while, so it should be interesting.
Very good. Well, hey, what you riding?
I got a 2011 Street Glide.
Very nice.
Yeah,
cool.
Red too. Woo woo.
We're having a good couple days ride. We went to the Sunshine Coast yesterday, and then over here last night. Took in the dance and festivities. It's been awesome. It's our first time here. Yeah. So.
Well, hey, what you riding here? Tell us about your bike a bit.
It's a 2005 Honda Shadow Sabre 1100. It's going on 9 years now.
How many clicks on her?
I got a 51,000 now. Got it with 1,200 on it, so we put a few miles.
We all take pride in our rides. Send us a picture of your sweet bike, and it might be on national TV. 2 wheels, good enough for Biker TV. Like us on Facebook and check us out at bikertv.ca. We all take pride in our rides. Send us a picture of your sweet bike, and it might be on national TV. Next week on Biker TV, Friday the 13th, 2014, in Port Dover, Ontario. Custom Creations, Cycle and Ink, Cambridge, Nova Scotia. More Artistry and Iron motorcycles with Edjo. We're back at the Cumberland Motorcycle Roundup. Biker TV is brought to you by Lucas Oil Motorcycle Products. Made in America, sold to the world. Lucid Customs Motorcycle Garage. Complete motorcycle service, sales, and customs. Parts Canada and Drag Specialties. We support the sport.
We should have met years ago when we were younger. Live life from a storybook to fill virtue's hunger.